Most of the time, I'm talking with food in my mouth.
I don't even know how to respond to that, dude.
You can't.
Jesus.
Well, I think we started this off right.
On a good foot.
It's a perfect 2016 moment. I mean, Jesus Christ. Ah, shit.
Okay, who is everybody?
Hey, everybody. I know it's been a hell of a long time. I mean, there's a good chance people thought we were pretty much, dead, ready to be poked with a stick. But the Nerdy Talk crew does not give up that easily. I'm Mike Ferret. Tonight I'm joined by Anthony Simpson, Matt Brown, Lydia Rivers, and LB Bryant.
Heyo.
Hi, everybody.
How you guys doing?
Doing all
Good.
right.
Doing good.
I am relaxing.
That is awesome. Last time we got together like this was what? About 6 months ago? We really have to start doing that more often.
Was it? It was in May or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was forever ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. 2006 was an interesting year. One of a lot going on.
2006 was an interesting year.
2016.
It was.
2016.
He came out in 2006. That was a great year.
All right. Anyway,
I don't like 2006, but
2016 was an interesting year. Filled with a lot happened. Some good, some bad. A lot bad. I should reiterate. I mean, this was a year where we just said goodbye to so many people. I mean, not even just in the anime world, where we lost a number of amazing people, like
people.
People.
May the force be
The
with
name
them.
the name I'm trying to think of was Michio Yasuda, who was Studio Ghibli's legendary colorist. She worked on pretty much every single film that Hayao Miyazaki worked on, from Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, to The Wind Rises. She was highly influential and amazing figure in the industry, and she passed away in early October. So that was it was just a sad time all around. The world lost a huge influential figure there. But outside of anime, we saw it seemed like tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. I mean, we had Prince, David Bowie, George Michael, Carrie Fisher. I mean, I can go on for probably a good solid hour doing with this, but we all know the score, and it was not a happy time. But hopefully 2017 will be filled with some more positive times, Hopefully 2016 will be filled with more positive times, more good times. I mean, it can't get much worse than we had this year.
Yeah, I think once, at least me personally, once I'm done revisiting and remembering it, everything, the holes that these people left in my appreciation of art and in Carrie Fisher's place, her voice, I'll be, paying more attention to people that I haven't before, or finding new artists to follow. So hopefully the rewards of discovery will help heal some of the burn from 2016.
Definitely.
First 20 days of 2017 will be blasé.
Yeah.
Blah even.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Netflix
start being
rewatching.
late.
Trying to get caught up on keep destroying my anime backlog, which I'm slowly but surely doing.
What do you have left?
I still have like 70 or 80 some shows to finish.
Oh my goodness! Don't
That's
list
it?
them all.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have everything listed because I finally got my goal and I got to 50 titles watched this year. I'm so ecstatic.
Congrats.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, it's about the same I had last year, which was about 50. But not all of it was like some of his TV stuff, some was movies, but mostly TV.
So, what was your favorite?
Of everything I watched or
Yeah.
new stuff.
Do you have a favorite?
Well, my favorite this year was of the stuff that aired this year. I would say it would be Assassination Classroom Season 2.
Good man.
Now, when I'm talking about stuff to watch, I'm not counting rewatches because if we count rewatches, that number's higher.
Uh-huh.
Because I trying to think what all I rewatched. Well, let's see. Zeta Gundam I rewatched. Double Zeta Gundam I rewatched. Gundam Build Fighters I rewatched. I'm almost done with my rewatch of Victory. Trying to think what else I rewatched. I think I was up for rewatches, but in terms of other stuff, the non-stuff that aired, well, I watched Yakuza Japan out of sort of on a whim, and I was happy for that. That was a fantastic show to watch.
Which was?
Hey! Sorry. Didn't mean to yell into the mic.
That's fine. Yakuza Japan.
Okay.
I loved Yakuza Japan. I loved it. It is a wonderful series, and it makes bread super interesting.
That would
And
be that would be my favorite in terms of like I enjoyed. Although one I have to say that I found it was more fun because it was so bad and it was good in a way. It was I just finished the other day Ninja Slayer from Animation. I fucking loved it.
I mean, that was just so low rent, but I have to love it. I have to respect it.
Yeah. I mean, I just every time I watched it, I'm like, yeah, this is bad, but I just had such a big grin on my face. Like every time I was watching it, I'm just so glad I checked it out.
Yeah, it's basically it's like Inferno Cop. I mean, it's so awful you have to have a smile while watching it.
Well, that piqued my interest. I love those titles.
I think I was up for best. I was up for my stuff I want to talk about watching this year.
I've decided that I don't have a backlog any longer. I have a library.
That's the way I look at it. I mean, honestly, mine's not going to get smaller. I think I'm up to 400 titles in the backlog now.
Jesus.
Well, honestly, I'm what they call. I have a problem. Let's just be honest. I mean, I'm a collector, and a lot of these shows I've either seen at some point in digital or fan subs, and I just bought the legal copies, or I just kind of caught them on a whim and said, "Hey, this looks interesting," or "Hey, I can use this as research material," and it just into the Amazon cart and into my shelf it goes. I mean, like the Haruhi Suzumiya sets. I mean, it's an amazing set, but I mean, it's definitely somewhere in that backlog. Or same thing goes for Code Geass. Outside of that really screwed up audio issue on set 2, which I haven't heard much about Funimation about, but anyway, great set, but it's something where I saw this maybe 10, 15 years ago, and it's just in the backlog now.
Yeah, my backlog, I only count for stuff that I haven't like seen yet, or stuff that I've seen maybe part of. Like if I count stuff I've seen, but then like not doing, with the backlog, my list would be like probably as long as yours is. Because I think like just going by Anime Planet, I've seen like over 500 titles. If you Let me check here. But that list isn't quite true because unfortunately, they don't list hentai, so that number isn't like completely accurate. Otherwise, it'd be like closer to 600. Let me actually bring this up here. Yeah, 552 watched. But it really is closer to like 580, somewhere in 580 range.
I have actually never had the patience to set up my anime list. I mean, I really probably should. I just never had the time or the... I don't know, I just haven't been patient enough to sit there and say, okay, let's catalog everything I've watched since 1992.
I just do it simply for the matter of it's easier for me to keep. It just helps me keep track of what I've seen that year and how many times I've watched something. That's. Oh! Speaking of that, now I remember something else I did rewatch. I was so happy. Nozomi really Rice sent me this early. Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. I watched that again last week, and man, I just every time I see it, man, it just gets better and better.
That is so good. That's probably one of my favorite Gundam works, ever.
It is. It's same with mine. Because I got it, I'm like, I know what I'm watching on Christmas. I know what I'm going to be watching on Christmas, and I did.
Nice.
If it weren't such a good show, I would make fun of the title endlessly.
Well, it doesn't take much of a leap to make jokes there. All you need is a slightly dirty mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, there's definitely a war in my pocket.
It's unfortunate that show doesn't have a Blu-ray because man, that show will look amazing in high definition.
Oh yeah, that would. I mean, I would love to see that. I would be there on day one for a Blu-ray of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to when they put 083 and 08th MS Team out. And I know 083 is coming out next year. I don't know if 08th MS Team is. Man, that's gonna look great on Blu-ray. Even though I have some problems with that show, but man, that's gonna look great.
Definitely. Speaking of, Nozomi sent me another Gundam screen. I'll get in touch with you about that after the show.
Okay, I'll have one of the. I need to get Double Zeta written up, but laziness kicks in.
No worries. I've been a little behind on the editing, so that's partly on me too. But yeah, that unfortunately it kind of. I'm not sure if it's laziness or just I run out of time during the week. Probably a combination of the two.
So now I'm done talking about what I've seen. What was everyone else's favorite show this year that aired? They liked watching.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Because there was just so much wonderful content this year. I mean, just this season alone, you had. Let me see if I remember correctly. We had just this fall season alone. We had March Comes In Like a Lion. We had excuse me. We had Drifters. We had Nambaka. We had Sound Euphonium 2. Iron Blooded Orphans 2. Keijo, Magical Girl Race. I mean, this was just a banner year for anime, really.
Yeah,
it was a really good year.
Outside of that kind of skittish start with the spring, where we had a few really good shows, and a lot of mediocrity. I mean, it really kicked into high gear once we hit summer. So I'm kind of torn.
For me, it's fairly easy. In the sequel category, I have to agree with the statement made earlier. Assassination Classroom Season 2 was just brilliant. I loved it from start to finish. I can't wait to own it and rewatch it again and again and again. In terms of series that were in their first season, I have to go with Magical Girl Raising Project.
Oh, so good. So twisted and so good.
Oh yeah, it was so great. I loved it. I can't wait to show that to my wife.
I really dig the dark magical girl shows.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Yeah,
say
that one.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that. Yeah, it's just been. That was just a really fun show that really kept me entertained and energized to see more throughout the entire run of it. So that's another one that I can't wait for it to come out on home video so that I can own it.
I can't say I've seen Rising Project.
That's one that I am actively watching right now. I just kind of fell behind due to, well, really crazy year.
How dare you?
I know. But I am really liking what I see.
How far into it are you?
About halfway.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm definitely making progress. I'm a person that I am very open about it. I did not like Madoka Magica, but I'm liking this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty different. They're both kind of dark, but they're pretty different.
Different kinds of dark.
Mm-hmm.
Is like uber dark.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, if this were any darker, it would be just ink.
Yeah. Honestly, I can literally pinpoint the exact moment that I knew this series had me hooked. It was at the 57-second mark of the very first episode. I saw that I got to that point and I was instantly doing the Gendo pose. Just
Wow.
Yeah, show me more. You have me. So yeah, I can pinpoint it down to the second on when that series had me hooked.
Nice.
I'll probably watch it come next season, or probably start here in a few days. Because the only thing I really still have left over is Nambaka, because I'm watching the broadcast dub, and then I have one series from the summer I'm continuing, Puzzle Dragon Cross, because that's like 36 or 39 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhere in along those lines.
Is anyone else caught up with Gintama?
No, I'm not.
Not watching Gintama because I tried watching the original series, got like 7 episodes in, and like, nope, not for me.
Fair enough.
Well, my problem is every time I start watching it, I end up kind of losing track of where I am. So, I mean, I am somewhere in the second or third series, and I'm just kind of like, okay. So, am I at the part where the dicks go bursting out of the truck, or am I the episode before that or after that?
Well, I mean, to be fair, there are several dicks throughout the series, so
Oh yeah.
it could be easy to lose your place. I understand that. That was one that I enjoyed a lot during, what was it, the winter? I think it was the winter.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. The final, the last 2 arcs were really serious. Like, I've never seen Gintama be this serious, this many episodes in a row before. It was so hype. And then, oh goodness, I think I would have to pick Drifters. I know we've talked about it so much with the anime club and stuff, but that's just how good of a job I think they did with it.
They did such a good job with the show. I mean, it's definitely up there for me. From this season, my 2 picks are probably my top 3 are probably easily Magical Girl Raising Project, Drifters, and Izetta.
Izetta, they did really well with that.
I still need to see Izetta.
Izetta
Yes, you
is
do.
good, but I think they could have done a little bit better with it. The overall product was, it was all right, but it just wasn't as good as the initial first couple of episodes led me to hope that it would be.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because I mean, the A&N forums seem to hate it, but they don't seem to like that show too much.
The execution is much better than the premise.
Same thing
Yeah,
Mm,
they paced it really well for what it was. I felt like I thought that was
Definitely.
interesting in and of itself.
Yeah, Numbaka seems to get some hate there too, and they don't seem to like it there either.
Non-baka, you have to have a really specific sense of humor, I think, for it to click with you.
Well,
Like,
humor. I mean, I think comedy is subjective. I mean,
oh yeah.
oh yeah.
There
But
were
you
some
know-
great comedies this year. Shonen Maid from the spring. Haven't you heard I'm Sakamoto was just so good.
Oh yeah, Swagamoto was great. I mean,
Wagamoto.
it was just a simple concept done so well, you know? Like,
hmm
it could have easily just become this tired experience, and it just worked. They stuck that one pretty well.
Well, there's
Yeah.
so much things to mock in the anime industry at this point that they had plenty to choose from.
Oh yeah, I mean, way too
Bored
much.
of it.
Matt got bored.
Like it's too much now. It's like too much. It's the same thing I can mock. I'm so bored of mocking anime at this point.
I understand.
I can see that.
yeah, I could do that too.
Did anybody else watch? Oh, another thing that aired was. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking now. The prequel to Barakamon. Well, not
Yeah.
really the prequel, but
Handa-kun.
Yeah, I watched it.
Hana-kun. Yes.
That's on my to-watch list. I definitely do want to catch it though.
I mean, I wasn't crazy that it didn't look as good as Barakamon, but I actually loved it. I found it funny.
Hmm.
I mean, it had my sense of humor, but
It was so relaxing to watch because they were completely standalone. You don't have to watch Barakamon in order to get it because it's all about being crazy, basically.
yeah. Although I can see if you're expecting, like, if you love Barakamon, which I do, and then you're going in to say, I wonder if this will be like more of the same, and then you're like, wait a minute.
Well, it is kind of the same in that you see Hana being crazy, which I mean he is throughout Barakamon, but it's condensed into teenagers, so it's a little bit of a leap.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that.
Oh, I was just thinking another one now. Anyone see Planetarian?
I did
I
not
heard that one was really good, but
Oh,
I didn't actually watch it.
Yeah, that I watched. I mean, that was great. I was just one. I look. I mean, Favorite Productions, which they do all JoJo stuff, so you think, well, that's not going to look good, and surprisingly, it looks really good. It's not KyoAni level key stuff, but it looks good.
What else did you like about it?
I just like the fact that it was just only 5 episodes, and you only really had 2 characters to really work with. I like that. The dub was really good for broadcast dub. I thought that was excellent.
It's good to know.
Yeah, it's because it's based off of it's based off a visual novel by Key. It's actually their shortest VN. It's like only 4 hours long, but it's like it's a linear game. It's not like there's no like branching paths, and that makes this, I think, what makes I think this work is just because it's a straight story start to finish, and I found it touching. If if you feel for the main character, the main girl, even though she's a spoiler, she's a robot. You kind of feel sympathetic to her play and what she has to do with, even though she doesn't understand why. Like, why isn't anyone? These people are coming back when she doesn't. She's not aware that nobody's coming back, that they're all dead.
Yep, sounds like Key, all right.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Acacia.
Yeah, like I said, it was great. And like I said, it's 5 episodes. Interesting thing, they're all varying length in episodes, with the longest one only being 21 minutes long. But I think that varying length, I think, works out, because otherwise, like some of the episodes, like the shorter ones, you're not stretching them out for 20 some minutes of basically what might be, say, trying to fix a projection thing for, say, for a planetarium. You don't have that stretched out for 27 minutes. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend checking it out.
Oh, pardon me.
I'll definitely add that to my list.
Don't talk over the chief, the supreme overlord.
Nah, you can talk over me. I'm just an asshole.
Supreme pizza? Well, all right then, I will.
All right.
You
awesome.
just gave me permission.
Yes, I did.
What? I can't
What?
hear you.
I said yes, I did.
Oh my goodness. So what was next?
Well, I think we still have a bit of a well here. I mean, anyone else have picks for 2016 or?
I was just thinking the same thing. It's like, wow, we're trying to blow through this list.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
So, I guess
I really liked Real Life.
Real Life was
I
good.
need to watch that. I really want to. I have it on my Funimation queue, and I keep meaning to watch it, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, that's on my to-watch list.
I just totally binged that one once they dropped all 12 episodes. I mean, I blew through it in like 2 days or something like that. It was so good.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Now, for me, there was one show that I really enjoyed, but it was incredibly frustrating to watch. And if you know me, you probably know what I'm going to say here. With Love Live Sunshine.
Yeah, I really love that. That was like my third. That'd be like my third best show this year.
Because I mean, that was one where anyone who knows me, I was probably one of the most vocally frustrated with the show at the beginning, because it was a very different starting path, much slower trajectory, or
it sounds like you were about ready to give up on it.
I was. Then I want to say after episode 5 or so, when they finally started introducing like Saint Snow and stuff like that, it just kind of went off stratospheric heights. It just took off and became its own thing, finally getting out from that shadow that the original Love Live was casting over it. It was genuinely enjoyable through the end, and honestly, I'm kind of glad I stuck through with it.
Yeah, start to finish, I loved it. I mean, it was going to be hard getting out of the shadow. I mean, of any like popular franchise, especially something like Love Live. I mean, you have pretty big shoes to fill being, a sequel to it. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I think the thing that tripped me was the fact that like it seemed like there was an exponential usage of the word muse in the first 3 or 4 episodes. It's just like muse did this, muse did that, and it's just like I was kind of sitting there saying, "All right, guys, you established that this is a sequel to Love Live. Show us what you can do," And then they just blew it right away. Like they just defied all expectation on that.
It wasn't like that was the only reason they did it, because they wanted to be like that. And obviously then, of course, as they go through it, they, slowly, and of course, then right then when they take that poster down, I think that was like, to me, it's like, okay, good. They finally recognize that the girls sort of recognize like they can't be Muse. I mean, they can appreciate Muse for what they did, but they realize we're not them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We can't be them. We never can be them. We're awkward for somebody different.
Absolutely. And honestly, Anyone going to be watching this? Anyone worried about spoilers or?
No, I'm not.
All right, I kind of like the part where they went to Tokyo and they actually went to the original school from the first series, and they saw that all the stuff that Muse had won, all their awards, all the equipment, everything was just gone. Like they just said, "All right, we're done here. We're moving on. It's time for you to find your own path." You know, like that was a really interesting way of kind of adding some gravity to the whole situation. Like this is a very different world, very different approach to how to really do things.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I think that also too was sort of the point where I think when the Aqua started to realize that we can't be them. They can't copy. They can't always be. They can't be Muse because obviously Muse did what they did, and then that was that. They're done. They were done, and I was like you said, all their stuff was gone. Then it's like, well, we can't. We can't. We can. Music aspires, but we can't be them. And I just thought that was good too. Now I don't know if they're going to make a sequel to that, make another season or not. Now that they kind of got, at the end they kind of, at the end they sort of, put, they still realize they're not Muse. They're not going to be Muse. They can't always be looking up to them. In a way, not that they shouldn't, recognize what they did, but they have to be their own thing. And I'd like to see a second season to flesh everybody out now that they gotten past that hump.
Love Live, The Darkness Strikes Back.
I would watch that Love Live.
I need to still see the Love Live movie. I have it. I just haven't got around to watching it yet.
It was really good. It's a great way to close off the original series.
Yeah, I might watch it tomorrow, Monday. I don't work Mondays, so I might. Holidays, I always end up seeming to me. I'm like, I'll watch anime. Next thing you know, I just end up watching movies the whole time.
I
So
hear
I
you.
have a question for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm curious. We've all watched, various amounts of anime this season, but obviously we can't watch everything. What is a series from 2016 that you most regret not watching yet and you want to rectify as quickly as possible once the new year arrives?
That's a good one. For me, it's probably Orange.
Yes.
I did
Oh
like
my
the
God.
first episode of that, and I would like to at some point. And apparently, all of you guys love Magical Girl Raising Project, and I haven't even played the first episode of that. So
I do want to see Orange, but I think I'm going to wait for the Blu-rays just to fix the because I hear there's like whole parts where it's just basically a bunch of stills. So for me, my two are going to be 91 Days because I've been hearing pretty good things about that.
I really liked it too.
Now, this other one I'm going to watch, but I'm going to wait till the Blu-rays are out because hopefully they fix the animation. Is Yuri on Ice.
Yeah.
That's a tragedy. I mean, it started off looking so good, and then he just started going in, and you could see the quality just going like it wasn't even an even ramp down. It was like it was like steps, literal steps between episodes. It would just drop.
They saved a little bit of budget for the end 2 episodes.
Exactly.
And oh man, I love it. I don't know.
I really enjoyed Yuri on Ice, but I have to admit that on future watches, I'm going to be hitting the fast forward button a lot.
Yeah.
Through those endless sequences.
And I think the problem is that they couldn't decide whether to focus on this really adorable relationship or the skating. Those 2 story progressions, I feel like they half-assed both of them by trying to cram both of them into the same anime. and into 12
But two
episodes.
half
Really.
asses equals one whole ass.
No. I mean,
No.
maybe in real life, but in my mind, that's not how it works.
Multiplication. 1/2 times 1/2 equals 1/4.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I wanted to see more skating, and I wanted to see more of their personal relationships and the character development from the other skaters, and so I couldn't love it as much as I wanted to.
Yuri and Victor were just so adorable together too.
Oh my gosh, they are.
They are so adorable.
Yeah, I'll wait
Even
for the
when I
blue.
was rolling my eyes, I was thinking, God, they are so adorable. I hate them. Oh, they're so adorable. I love them.
Yeah, I'll wait for the Blu-rays because hopefully by then they'll have like all the animation problems fixed.
I hope so. I mean, if they can fix Sailor Moon Crystal after what happened with that one,
Or
they
Berserk.
or Berserk. Well, we don't know.
This show has more than animation problems.
Well,
that's just my opinion.
It's enjoyable, but it's an incredibly frustrating watch all the same because you know deep down they could have gone one way or the other and really just knocked out of the park, but otherwise it just feels like they're trying to satisfy both markets.
Yeah.
Back to 91 Days for a second. I think that one ultimately disappointed me, but I think most of the way through it was a good run.
Where did you get disappointed? I'm curious.
I don't know. It's just like they kept they were trying to do like your typical where the characters keep going down a certain path and more and more things keep going wrong and makes it difficult for them to continue. And I don't have a problem with those kind of plots in general, but it seems like they just lost focus at one point, and I felt toward the end of it what the show was about anymore.
That pointlessness felt designed to me, which I think is why I was able to appreciate it. I felt like that was one of the lessons. You have this kid who grows up literally surviving on the idea of revenge, which is empty to begin with. And then it shows just how pointless everything is. It's really kind of depressing if you guys don't like that kind of anime. It's not like a feel-good crime anime, it's a feel-bad crime anime. But it's really bad. It's really well done if you don't mind feeling bad.
Yeah, it's just that revenge plots are compelling, and abandonment of revenge is distraction from revenge. That's super boring by comparison. I think that's the problem I had.
Oh, I see. They took too long to kind of develop the complicated feelings, I guess, behind some of the characters.
Yeah, and I think every revenge plot has sort of its signature thing, right? Like one of my favorites is Count of Monte Cristo, where the protagonist fully intent on getting his revenge, but he backwards to avoid hurting anybody else other than the specific people who did him wrong. And I'm not saying that's the only way to go about it, but I think each type of revenge has also the scorched earth type of revenge plot, which those are entertaining as well.
Agreed. I thought it was after the disappointment that was that spy movie that made absolutely, or not the movie, but the spy series that made no sense.
Joker
What was
Game?
that called? Yeah, Joker Game. After that, I felt like it was a good bomb because I wasted, I don't know, I think I stuck with it for 6 episodes before I finally realized that it wasn't going to get any better. or make any more sense. Was I alone in feeling that way about it?
I dropped it after like 2 or 3 episodes, so.
I didn't watch it.
You were smart. Also smart.
Oh, I still might watch it. I mean,
The first episode is good.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes were really good, but then after that, I just lost interest.
The landscape art is nice. I can think of nice things to say about it. It's not worth your time.
Either I just watched the first couple episodes and then stop. Pretend it was only like 3 episodes long.
Also smart.
All right, on the note of 91 Days, what is the most frustrating show you had to watch this year? One that just you had these high hopes for and just turned out to be everything the opposite.
Berserk.
Did you guys have any of this? Berserk.
I heard of Berserk.
Yeah, Berserk.
Kumamika.
I wanted it to recover so badly, and it just kind of meandered. Like there were moments where I could see the Berserk I liked, but some combination of the art style being really weird and the fact that the plot wasn't able to thing. It was just like meandering through this wasteland, and it came in this completely random location, and the result was nothing, and more badness coming our way. Wah, wah. But Guts is gonna get through it somehow.
I'm just amazed they found a way to screw up Berserk. I mean, this is a show that could have been just so hype. It could have just been amazing, but they managed to just completely blow it. I am just shocked.
I don't know. They just like took a rolling pin to it and flattened it right out.
mine.
Yeah, and it started with the original series, how that ended. I think that was where the rolling pin first hit the table, and that's a really good metaphor. They just flattened it all out. There is no point to Berserk anymore.
And it's a shame because honestly, the original TV series, it wasn't the prettiest show ever. I mean, it was downright ugly at points, but it was very good. It was a fantastic series. The manga is still freaking amazing. I mean, it is one of the darkest, most disturbing things you'll ever read, but it's so good. And then you get this, and it's like, this isn't Berserk. This isn't what I wanted. I mean, Dark Souls 3 had more Berserk in it than Berserk 2016 did.
Right? I agree. Yeah, that's that's really good. It did.
I mean, that's pretty telling.
Refer to video games in your next production. For me, the most disappointing and frustrating, I think, series was Poco's Udon World. I watched the first episode and I was like, yeah, it's going to be cute. And a lot of other people were like, this is the new Barakamon. Oh my God, it's so awesome. And it was really cute. But then it kept being cute. And there was nothing but cute. It was all about cute little yokai child makes cute guys also act cute. And there was no more depth to it. There was no character progression. It was just, I don't know, situations forcing guys to act cute, and I was so bored, and I trashed it out of my queue. Goodbye.
Situation forcing actually guys to act cute. You just described Utano Prince Sama too.
Oh, oh my gosh, Albie's heard me rant about this so much.
Yeah, I have.
I'm sorry,
no,
you have to hear it again. I mean, mixed media projects are really cool for a lot of people, right? But they're inherently flawed, and that it's impossible to translate complete intention across all of the genres, right? And with the anime, I've never played the games, but with the anime, at least they had the music to help make up for those flaws. And so you could enjoy the cuteness or whatever because there was fun pop music to listen to. But then this season, this season was just terrible. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I've heard bands. I remember bands in my middle school having more interesting original music to listen to than that.
I've
So
seen nothing of the Prince on the stuff, or whatever the hell it's called. I've seen none of it.
Stay far away.
away. I mean, in Herald, I don't know. As long as I can. Oh my goodness, there's just a train wreck in my brain right now. Let me arrange all my words. Other people talk. Let me arrange my words properly.
Okay, well, I'll get to my two. So my first one, I actually started liking it, and it kind of went on. I wasn't as crazy about it. Was Dagashi Kashi. That was one where I don't know if the comedy didn't work for me anymore, or what. Because I started liking it, and then it just kind of as it went along towards the end, I'm just like, yeah, this kind of exists. And then I got done with it. I'm like, I didn't enjoy that as much as I thought I would.
I actually enjoyed Dagashi Kashi. It's not a smart show. It's really freaking stupid, but I found it enjoyable.
I mean, you like dumb shows. I mean, I like plenty of dumb shows, but I'm trying to think. Oh, I know what the other one was. And this one I had a lot of hopes for, but I ended up dropping about like 5 or 6 episodes in with Sweetness and Lightning.
I tried watching that. I just couldn't keep interest.
I liked the first few episodes, but then it just kind of ended up being like the problem. It came up being an issue of sameness. It was dad tries something. They go to this her mother's like restaurant, which it seems like nobody's ever there, and they cook a meal and he learns something, and that just kind of keeps going. And I think I got to like episode 6, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need to see any more of this.
Oh yeah, that is just the definition of repetitive, that show.
I mean, it looked nice, and I like the fact that they got a kid to voice the main little girl. But
for me, I have to say Kumamiko was my most frustrating title, mostly just because of the final story arc. I loved that show all the way up until that point, and then the final story arc happened, and it was just like, how can you shit a landing that much?
Oh yeah, that's going to be one of those shows that's discussed in infamy. Like, this is going to be the type of show. It's like how not to end a show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And apparently it was so bad that the Blu-ray sales are suffering. I believe Japanese retailers are selling it off at like fire sale prices now.
Oh man, it sucks because the first like 10 episodes were so good, and it was so funny and cute and sweet, and then the last 2 or 3 episodes just absolutely shit the bed.
I have a slightly different opinion of the ending, but I could see where, I mean, I felt the ending was consistent with, because some people said like it felt like basically like the gods were just basically like shitting on these people per se, like they just made their lives miserable. And I kind of like sort of look at it that way, and then I'm like, well, it's consistent within what no, I could definitely see that ending being bothering people. But
It's kind of telling when the creator of the series has to go out and issue a formal apology.
Yeah. That was an interesting little thing that happened.
Yeah, that was in... I believe we got that in July. But yeah, that was a textbook example of how not to end a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen plenty of those, trust me.
I think. I'm trying to decide what my favorite as far as writing goes. And that's a toss-up between Orange and Drifters.
Drifters, I loved. I liked it enough that I could actually talk about it on end for 12 full episodes.
Yeah. And I haven't watched the second season of Assassination Classroom yet. That is one that I will go. I know. I will. I will. Don't hunt me down, please.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh
He's
my
gonna
goodness.
stake me. He's gonna stake me in front of the TV.
He's gonna drive down to where you live, sit you down in front of the TV, and make you watch. Let's be honest.
I'm sorry.
After I worked so hard to make sure that when we were in the same state that you got to watch the best stuff, and I sat you down in front of the best stuff, and
He kept
this is
looking
how
at
you
me
pay
with like these expectant almost puppy dog eyes. Like, is she loving it? She's loving it right now. She's gonna love it. He almost gave away like in like intense moments coming up just from his expression. Oh my god. You love that series a lot.
I do.
I will watch the second one in January, I promise.
Okay.
You'll be the first to know what I think of it. Please don't kill me or hurt me. Okay.
You know he's going to be asking on January 2nd what he thought of it.
Yeah, totally.
I'll watch it when I get home from dog sitting.
Awesome.
Speaking of expectant, I've been frothing at the mouth for more Arslan the moment after the last episode aired.
Yeah. Give us more.
I'm not sure.
It's insult to injury. We only got a half season this time, or the proper term is one season, one core.
I've yet to see any of that show.
Oh, it is so good.
I need to watch the second season. I haven't watched it yet. I know, horrible me, but
I liked it even better than the first season.
They weren't shackled by having to explain everything, and they could just really go wild with it,
I love the development with the enemy girl. It was so good.
It was.
So what show from 2016 is most deserving of a sequel?
Drifters.
That's not fair. That's coming.
It's coming 20XX.
Yep, 20XDX. So whenever Kodoharano decides to, make more manga.
Yeah. Well,
that's a good question.
How about one that didn't get its deserved sequel all year? Yona.
Yes. I watched it this year. I finally watched it in the dawn. I'm like, that needs a sequel.
Did you love it?
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Go right ahead.
I was so happy I watched it because I watched it in the summer and I'm like, man, that was so good. And I'm like, damn it, we need a sequel.
I would do Awful Things 2 people or 4 people for another season.
You heard it right here, everybody. Get going. Just bill him.
Well, let's see. What would I... So, because most of the stuff I had, it ended in a way it didn't need a sequel, but
no, it didn't.
The only thing I could think of, The only one I would say, I can think right off the top of my head, and I kind of did mention it earlier, was Love Live Sunshine.
I would love to see a second season of that, and I'd also like to see a second season of New Game.
I did not watch New Game.
I liked it. It was a fluffier version. It was basically a fluffier version of Shirobako for the gaming industry. I mean, it's not quite as wonkish in the depth. It's a lot more general workplace situational humor, but I enjoyed it. I would watch 12 more episodes of that.
Good to know.
I'm a little bit pensive about this one, but I think I would like to see more ReZero. I feel like to wrap up the latest season satisfactorily, they sort of abandoned all subplots and barreled toward what the most important thing was.
Worry not, Matt. With how popular that is, I mean, this is like one of those shows you cannot escape if you read anything on the Japanese end. Like for news findings, stuff like that, I'm going through the Japanese blogs at this point, and it is everywhere. I mean, this is a show that's been a commercial success, it's been a critical success, it's a fan success. If they don't make more, they're leaving a lot of money on the table. So we might definitely see, if not a direct sequel, at least some form of continuation.
Oh, I actually thought of another one, and I know it's not going to happen because the first Blu-ray sold like garbage, and that's Keijo. I would love to see another season of that, but I know that won't happen.
But
We need more of that.
Yes, because it ended where it ended, it actually technically wouldn't need a second season. But the reason I need more of it is because towards the end it just kept basically going, "Hey, you thought we couldn't get any crazier? Well, fuck you. Guess what we did."
So you want to see how far they'll go.
Well, the 11th episode, they had a girl tap her butt, and a playing card came out of it. I mean, it's sort of like how the Girl of the God was. It's like, hey, you thought we hit the ceiling, but no, we're going through it every episode.
Oh,
That's
man.
basically how this was at the end. It was just like, you thought we couldn't get any crazier, but yet we're going to.
That was a show where, honestly, you started at the bottom of the barrel and you just kept digging down. I mean, this is a show.
I was going to say, isn't the consensus that show went lower?
Exactly. I mean, this is a show where you had Shoryukens, which was basically a dragon punch with boobs. I mean, that's Keijo in a nutshell.
I loved it. I mean,
Or here we go. Going through some of the old. I saw the first couple episodes, and I'm just saying, it's like, I can't watch this. Once they started saying the science of the bow is called astronomy, I'm like, I'm done. I'm tapping out.
I can see. I'm like, yeah. Mike.
Yeah, I had to
I'm
tap
glad
out
you
at that
liked
point.
it.
I mean, it's
I'm glad you liked it. Anthony.
You had to tap out, did you?
I mean, it's stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb as hell, but I loved it.
Everybody needs those, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
For me, it's Nanbaka. For you, it's astronomy.
I like Unbaka too,
Oh, that's
I-
right.
except and seems to not like it, but that's them. They don't seem to like too much these days.
Well,
The forum users don't like it.
well, fuck them. Nanbaka was delightful. That Warden is just can carry the show on her own.
Oh my god, I went into hypersonic fangirl mode.
I just said they didn't like that either, but that's them.
Well, fuck them.
The award's best girl, and Easy along with Easy, they're both best girl.
Yes, but we
And they're
can't
both-
say that Easy's best girl because then she'll stop being
Best girl.
resentful to everybody, which would make her not best girl anymore.
No, I think she probably would be more resentful if we said that.
Would she?
I think
Is she
so.
backwards?
I don't think she's backwards. She just
She
gets
works.
upset.
Looking at how she operates, she probably works in IT. We're all basically masochists of some end.
So
I mean,
hating her makes her feel good, right?
exactly. Your hatred makes us stronger.
Which is funny because actually they're both voiced in English by Monica Rial.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
Well, it's funny because in Warden, in the dub for Drifter, she basically uses her cute girl voice. In Baka, when she's in serious mode, she uses her big girl voice. When she's in I like call her cutesy girl mode, she uses her cutesy girl voice.
She doesn't sound
Makes
scary when
sense.
Warden is being scary.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, in Japanese, she is legitimately terrifying when she's in scary mode.
Oh, she's in scary mode. Like, it's like Michiko and Hachino on this level of how she talked. Like, it's like another podcast I listened to. It's like her big girl, as they called her big girl voice, as opposed to her like her cutesy sounding voice.
Good. I was gonna call that a directing error.
Well, she does
directing error.
Well, she does. Like I said, she does use her cutesy girl voice when she's in like her when she's like in like when she gets heartthrob for now I'm blank. What's his name? Hajime.
Yeah. How do you mean?
Yeah, when she's in like in her heartthrob mode for Hajime, then she goes into that voice.
Yes.
But the rest of the time, it's serious big girl voice.
Oh my gosh, I love that character so much. She's so perfect.
Yeah. Warden's amazing.
I cannot say enough nice things about her. Like I said, I am as gay can be, but I would go straight for her.
I'm as straight could be, and I would go straight for her. Yeah.
That's how amazing she is.
Sorry, I'm picturing her face right now. Okay. I think I would like to see more Morose Mononoke. I want to see another season of that. It's so relaxing.
I mean, I kind of liked the first episode of that. I wasn't really sure if it was going to be like I feel like Clamp kind of has a lock on the yokai type story. So I don't know what to think or what to expect from the other producers.
It's kind of more of the same. If you don't like yokai Ayakashi stories, you're not gonna like this one. It didn't reinvent anything. Basically, it's the only thing new is they did with it is the happy, cheerful person with heart is a dude in this anime, and a male fills that role, which is, I don't know. Other than that, it's just a relaxing, evenly paced drama, I guess. Supernatural drama.
Falling asleep hearing that.
It feels good, right? That's what I love it for. It winds me down, unlike Drifters and Nambaka and.
Well, Nambaka is like a sugar high. Come on, I mean it's constant manic.
Everything from the colors to the sound effects is just like.
Oh,
even the background twinkle.
Heaven.
Yeah, there's like sparkles every episode.
Even the backgrounds are constantly twinkling.
Yeah.
Even the eyes are different colors.
Yeah. It's on a more random note, I would not be opposed to another season of Master Musume. I mean, it's one of the weirdest shows because it goes from this adorable rom-com to borderline pornography at points, but the parts that aren't borderline pornography are actually genuinely enjoyable. The characters are great, and it's just like I don't know. I enjoyed it more than I should have.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. That didn't interest me.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where it grabbed me more than it should have, probably.
Well, I'm not big into Monster Girls. I think that was that's my line of reasoning why I skipped it, because I'm just not into that kind of stuff.
Well, like I said, I'm as gay as gay can be, so that doesn't even factor me. I'm just sitting there, and it's like, okay, that happened.
I'll have to add that to my list after Assassination Classroom 2.
Yay!
Please don't hurt me. I'll be good.
But anyway, this was a crazy year too. I mean, a lot's really happened. lot of big things happened. So I kind of want to go around to you guys too and ask what you think the biggest news of 2016 was.
Funimation and Crunchyroll working together.
I think that's going to be the answer from pretty much everybody.
Oh yeah, that was a bombshell.
I'm still not 100% sure I understand what that is.
All right, I can kind of give
it seemed from the original press release like it was going to be you stay in your corner and we stay in our corner.
No, actually, let me kind of break this down a bit. Basically, with the agreement, Funimation and Crunchyroll are going to be sharing their libraries. Crunchyroll is going to host pretty much exclusively, for the most part. I mean, there will always be exceptions, but 95% of stuff going forward is going to be strictly subtitled. And Funimation is going to have the exact same titles in dubbed format. So the two companies are going to cooperate with Funimation producing dubs and distributing DVDs as a working partnership. A lot of speculation is coming from the fact that we are currently in another bubble, and it's a way to kind of basically bring some control of the market because these are the two biggest players. And from what we understand, I wouldn't be shocked if licenses were saying, well, Funimation is going to pay this much or Crunchyroll is going to pay this much to try and incite bidding wars. So it's kind of a way to...
It's not that Funimation's going to dub everything that's undubbed in Crunchyroll's library, right? That would be insane.
Oh, no. Well, no. It's going to be a lot of the bigger titles mostly. But they are doing a few catalog titles. They are definitely doing a few catalog shows, and Funimation's actually added dubbed content to Crunchyroll, like Cowboy Bebop's up there now.
I thought it was just subbed only on Cowboy Bebop on Crunchyroll.
Yep, subtitled content. My bad. I'm talking too fast here.
Yeah, because they're doing like some. Yeah. Because back in the summer before this got announced, Crunchyroll announced like, oh, we're going to start dubbing titles, and that got, of course, into a whole big speculation. It's like, well, who's going to do it? Because some people thought, well, because we knew the first season of Free was already dubbed at Chris Patton's studio, Otacron 5000. So some people thought, hey, we're going to see Dallas dubs. I thought we would see sort of the return at that time. We'd start seeing Vancouver dubs again because the dollar to Canadian dollar is really in our favor. So I'm like, well, we might see that. But then, of course, some thought, well, maybe, could New York dubs or California dubs.
Yeah, because they announced that AX, didn't they?
Yeah, it was in the summer.
Yeah, it was in the summer.
I think it was AX, because this came like the day after my surgery was this partnership, because I got home and I was doing stuff, and I'm like, I'll get my computer. I'm like, boy, Twitter's really eating up. Like, Twitter's really getting crazy. And then I hope over Anime News Network, I'm like, that's, and then of course that was when it was announced. And I'm like, oh, that's definitely just something.
I did not sleep that night because I was just too busy trying to follow up on the details.
I was like one day post-op, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just... Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I don't think I agree that we're in a bubble. I mean, this deal between Funimation and Crunchyroll is, strictly speaking, a consolidation of business, but it really, right? And consolidation is not something you see in a bubble. It's what you see in a burst.
Well, I mean, they're not like merging. I mean, and this is the thing. It's not like a permanent contract. I mean, it comes to next year.
But they're saying, we do our thing, you do your thing, and we're not going to interfere with each other. It's actually almost kind of a
non-aggression pact.
Yeah, it could be read to be something that's quite illegal, but I think because the other companies aren't negatively affected by this, it isn't read that way.
Well, that does make sense. The only reason it's kind of hard to have one of those companies be negatively affected when they don't pay licensing fees. But anyway, enough about Aniplex there. Anyway, I'm joking, people. I am joking.
He
people.
got how many minutes? That's a record, right?
About an hour. Yeah.
Wow.
He's got to get his digs in somewhere.
Exactly. I'm joking, people. I am joking. Aniplex are good partners of ours.
Yeah.
And they
I say
probably
stuff all the time.
They probably do pay technically pay
yeah.
licensing fees on the books, but
Exactly.
it's money that is given to them by the parent company and then given back.
Honestly, I'm not going to go into speculation here. Like I said, I just made a snarky comment because, yeah, I do that once in a while, but it's what I do. But anyway.
The other one, I would say only because is how, like, I'd almost say sort of bungled it's become is Amazon starting to get into anime streaming.
Netflix too.
Well, Netflix has been doing that for a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, they've mostly kept to one movie every couple of years. You know, like their really big push was Knights of Sidonia. Then they got Ajin. Now they got Little Witch Academia. So they're really starting to increase the quantity of what they're going for, especially now that they're really starting to finance stuff in Japan too.
Yeah, it snowballed after Knights of Sidonia.
Yeah.
So, and while that's good for the industry, it is frustrating a lot of fans because Netflix does not, despite having the infrastructure to do so, choose to not do any form of weekly releases. And I say choose to because if the title's big enough, they will do it. Look at Chelsea Handler has a weekly show, and they've done simulcasts of like Breaking Bad in the UK. So they can do it.
Yeah. But I was getting this Amazon got into it this year, and that I'd kind of say has been bungled a bit. Because like I don't like they got some shows from the season, but they only air in UK. They're supposed to air in the US. Like they haven't aired in US. They don't really advertise like, hey, this stuff's available.
Yeah. I mean, they got the entire Noid and Minna lineup for the next couple of years. That's a huge get.
Oh yeah, people were pissed about that.
I mean, that's huge to have as a content piece, and honestly, if I didn't report on it myself, I wouldn't have even known. Like, they don't advertise it, they don't talk about it. Cripes, I have watched hours upon hours of anime in Amazon Prime, and they've never even once recommended shows like Cabinet of the Iron Fortress, which should be a centerpiece for them, you know?
Yeah, because that was the first one. Because
they should be touting this stuff as a victory. Like, when Netflix got Knights of Sidonia, it was everywhere. When they got Seven Deadly Sins, that was their first recommendation in anime. When they got Ajin, I don't know if Ajin's up there yet. I haven't checked, but I mean,
it is.
All right. So I can't comment on Ajin because I haven't been paying attention with that. But I mean, they got Knights of Sidonia. That was everywhere. That was all over the site. They made sure that you knew they had it. When they got they're already talking about Little Witch Academia. I mean, so they're definitely trying to get people to watch this stuff. They care about their content. Amazon, on the other hand, it's just like, we got it.
I get good recommendations for things other than anime from Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Like I'm here on Amazon right now, and not Prime or not the streaming thing, but just a regular site. And the thing I get an ad for is one of the original series, The Man in the High Castle, which is not anime, but
well, in their video Prime, I get good recommendations for dramas that I would like, and that I have liked. I love their recommendations for their dramas, but I've never gotten a single one for anime, so that's a really good point.
Likewise, and like I said, I go through a lot of anime, and I've never seen it on there. I mean, instead, I just loaded up the Amazon Prime Video, like right now. I've got Man in the High Castle, which is good, very good show, but it's not anime. Alpha House, Heisen, Hand of God. Let's see, and then I go down maybe 2 rows. And I've got Don Cheadle as Captain Planet. I don't know why. I have no clue why. But it's in there. And I'm not seeing anything of their anime acquisitions, which is like, it just shocked me. They pay so much money for this, so much, and they just toss it to the wayside.
Now that I'm looking at this, I don't see animated anything suggested from them. Like, this is where I watch Avatar, the Avatar series. I like rewatching that randomly, and I've watched it, I don't know, 3 times on this so far, and Futurama and stuff, and I don't have any recommendations for any animated titles whatsoever, wherever they come from.
Meanwhile, if you had Netflix, they'd probably be saying, hey, look, here's Voltron. Here is 7 Deadly Sins.
I have 3 or 4 rows of recommendations, all animated from various places. So
exactly. Hey, I finally found one animated feature. Song of the Sea. It is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 rows down. I mean, as someone that watches a lot of animation, that should be above the fold for me.
Yeah, I have one here. It says, I think it's like 24th or 25th. I lost count somewhere. Recommended anime TV. So here's what I see, which I see a couple of these are not anime.
That too. They have a problem with categorization.
Well, I think a good bit of them do. Yeah, so here's the first one, which I've never heard of. Mixmaster King of Cards Season 1. Pokemon the series, Ruby and Sapphire. Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 1, which is not anime. Legend of Korra, which it's not anime. Thundercats, that's the 85 one, which I don't think is anime. Oh, here's the first one. Kabaneri and the Iron Fortress. So that right there's the first one that they got. But that's not on the main thing. I had to scroll through to get that.
That should be like above the fold for them. Like, at the very least, for people like us who watch anime heavily, that should be something that they're trying to get people to watch so they can justify that licensing fee. Because, I mean, let me see.
Yeah, that should be up on the top when they have like the things where it scrolls by what some of the scrolling ads.
Yep.
Like at the top here, when you click it, that should be up there.
Exactly.
Look at mine here. Here's what I see: the Grand Tour, Showtime stuff. Save 50 on digital. I'll save that's ad for saving 50% digital thing. Amazon original movie Cafe Society. More HBO stuff for Game of Thrones. Deepwater Horizon. Best of Prime Videos 2016, which I didn't look because I could have stuff. I could have it in there. And then some kids thing, Bookaboo, which is some kind of puppet thing. Let me see what we got here. Recommendation.
Yeah, I mean,
Amazon, do better. Let us know when you get new titles in, please.
Yeah, Amazon, do work. I'm on your press release list and everything. I am on your press release list. I have not seen a single single announcement of an anime show, even though I know that that these are going straight to you.
Yeah,
and I get around 15 to 20 press releases from Amazon a week. Most of them are just marketing fluff, so I just can't. I'm like, we're opening a data center in Nevada or something like that. Nevada, sorry. But yeah, I mean, do work, Amazon. Do work.
Yeah, it's just like I see that. I'm like, you have so much money. You have all the resources. Advertise. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't advertise the other stuff. I mean, they need to be advertised too.
Maybe someone just forgot to add the genre into the algorithm or something. I don't know how the programming works, but I don't know. It seems like just an obvious hole.
Yeah, I mean, I know people give gripe about Netflix and getting their stuff you get it the next season, but it's there. They're a completion and it's advertised. Like, you open it up. Like, I remember when Sidonia started airing, because when I go on Netflix on my Roku app, that was the first thing was a Netflix original series, air quotes, was Bad Night with Knights of Sidonia. So it's right there in front and center.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, I'll dig at Netflix for not doing the weeklies, but the thing is, they put their stuff out. They put out subtitle, they put out dubs, and they let you know it's there. I mean, as soon as it's up there, they are not only putting it up on the main site, but you will get at least 2 emails that say it's this show's coming out on this date. We think you'll like it, and we just added a show we think you'll like. I mean, they let you know when it's coming. So it's one of those things. It's like there's no reason why Amazon can't do the same at this point.
Except this is Netflix's entire business, and it is not Amazon's entire business.
Right.
Well, my point is that Amazon's other marketing in Prime Video functions. It's just in different genres. That's what's baffling to me.
Right, and not only that, but like I said, this is a company who put in a lot of money and a lot of effort into getting this exclusive deal for all Noita product for the next, at the very least, 1 to 2 years. I mean, no matter what, that's going to be an expensive prospect because it's an exclusive that can't go anywhere but Amazon, and they probably paid a pretty penny for it. But they're just casting aside.
I think that you're assuming that this is something that happened at the top of Amazon's echelons and not in some department that just got.
Right, but that doesn't mean they don't have access to marketing. I mean, like I said,
it does mean that they don't necessarily have access to all of the programmers that make Amazon function.
Right, but I'm not talking about Amazon as a service. I'm saying that they don't even make the effort to let people know these shows are up there. I mean, like I said, I get 20 to 30 press releases from this company at least in the course of an average 1 to 2 weeks. And these are everything. These are awards for shows, new shows going up, product going out. I mean, I got blast for Man at High Castle, got blast for Transparent, I got blast for a good number of their shows, and then
all of the things that they're putting serious money into.
But at the same time, they're not. I mean, at the same time, I hear nothing about, say, Cabaneri the Iron Fortress, which is it may not be something that's going to have the same pull as Man at High Castle, which, let's be honest, that's a fabulous show. It's definitely something that would be award worthy at the end of the year. But when I'm getting emails about, let me go through my email history real quick here.
Yeah, and I like get like every week I think about like every week I get like sorry, emails from Amazon like, oh, here's what's in Prime this video this week. I see nothing of that.
Yeah, I've gotten stuff for. Here we are. Excuse me.
Well, my point is that Amazon is a product company, and they consider their streaming video as just another product, and they have millions upon millions of products to sell.
Right. But when I'm getting something for Grand Tour or Bookaboo, and like I said, I get these regularly. I'm on their mailing list. So when I get a press release for Bookaboo, for Grand Tour, or something like that, but at the same time, I have to go and physically check when Cabaneri the Iron Fortress instead of seeing that they're actually giving a shit about the property. That does go up my butt. That does go up my butt a bit. I'm sorry, because it shows they paid all this money for an exclusive license on these shows that these are shows that really, Noita Mina, most of the stuff really should be watched. I mean, that's where you got stuff like, say, Princess Jellyfish. That's where you got stuff like Tatami Galaxy.
Sure. I'm not disputing that fact. I'm just saying that the things that they choose to promote, it sounds like to me, are the things that they're making a much, much larger profit margin on. And these Noitamina, or however you pronounce it, shows are they're probably breaking even or doing worse, even if they were to promote it. Because Japan.
Yeah, it is kind of a slap in the face to the fandom to get an exclusive license and then not promote it.
Yeah.
But I mean, do they even know that? Like,
Yeah,
do people love anime? You know, who picked up the anime license, or were they just like, I don't know?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell you the internals of that because, well, none of us can. But I find it more than anything. I just find it frustrating. I mean, it is one of those things where. Go ahead.
Because they're new to the scene, I would suggest the possibility that they, first of all, don't know the scene. They just have some money, and some people across the pond are asking for money. They probably don't know how to promote these things, except somebody in the company decided that they wanted to break into it.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not trying to make any excuses for them as far as their marketing is concerned, but I don't feel like it's necessarily the worst thing in the world that they're not, that they're not treating it as important as, say, their original properties, which they're investing a lot in and making a lot of money from.
Right, but I mean, the thing about me is they don't even acknowledge they exist. That's the thing that bothers me, I think. It's not about even investing in marketing. I mean, it's the fact that they don't even care they exist. It's just another file on a server for them. And these are big shows. Kabaneri the Iron Fortress is in the running for show of the year from a lot of people. I mean, from a lot of organizations too. I mean, this is one of those tales that's pretty much a global nom for this year's anime awards.
Did you watch it?
I have. It was a really good show.
I didn't watch it.
It is a very good show. I highly recommend it. That's why I get so frustrated with this, because excuse me. It's not the fact that they're not marketing it even. It's just the fact that they don't even care it exists. I mean, I've gotten press blast for Downton Abbey. I've gotten press blasts for some no-name Comedy Central product that's on there. I mean, that's the thing that bothers me, I think. Like, that they do not even acknowledge that this exists, and it's such a big product for their anime line. This is something that could really be a boon for them, could really bring some eyeballs in and draw away from Netflix. At least for a while.
To me, like you're saying that they don't care it exists because they're not promoting it. You're not really separating those two in your argument. They're saying it's not like they're literally saying, we have no idea what this is. What are you talking about? We didn't buy this.
It's the fact that they go in on this deal, and again, they don't even acknowledge it. Like, it's just there. Like, this is something that, again, at the very least, people should know that it's on Amazon. I mean, that's probably the big thing for me. At the very least, people should know it's a Prime show, which, unfortunately, a lot of people don't.
I mean,
that's the thing.
I feel like a lot of anime fans do if they're paying attention to what goes where. Which, let's face it, licensing news is the number one thing that every anime fan pays attention to, bar none. Doesn't mean they know when a thing is available. I'll give you that, but as what? If they know anything.
Or they just go to the high seas.
Yeah, unfortunately, what happens is it's not even that at that point. If people don't know what Amazon has it, they're not going to care. They're just going to go to, let's be honest, it's going to go they're going to put on their pirate hats, go yo ho ho, stream it on those places that I'm not going to be talking about today, but we all know who they are.
Kiss Anime.
Exactly.
Which
I
apparently
kinda love
crashed and burned a few weeks ago, and people were flipping out about it.
What's this?
Yeah,
I
a couple
love
weeks
it
ago,
about
it crashed,
anime.
like it crashed or something. It crashed or burned, and people were like
Freaking out.
bitching about like. I don't want to get like jaded here, but like their salty tears brought enjoyment to me.
It's okay to get to get jaded about people who can literally watch a show legally for free and then go to a pirating site.
Exactly.
There are reasons I get if you live in a country that this stuff.
We're not talking about them. We're talking about all of the U.S. traffic.
Well, yeah, we're talking about U.S. and Canada.
Yeah, well, some of it also might be too for stuff that's like way OP or there's nobody else is streaming it. I kind of get that, but at the same token, it's like, I mean, like all the stuff I can watch for free on Crunchyroll or Funimation is a bit delayed and only the dub in the first 4 episodes. But yeah, I kind of got like their tears were delicious. Let's just put it that way.
Mm.
For me, sorry to interject, but I have to say, probably
how dare you
another.
Talk?
I know.
Get back in your closet.
Another really big,
Yeah, grown-ups are talking.
Another really big story for me is Nisa just basically folding their anime division. I have not seen a license announcement from them in over a year. I don't think they licensed a single anime this year.
No, they haven't. I think the last show that I can remember them doing, of course, again, I can be wrong, going by memory here. The last show I remember them releasing was Love Live: The School Out of Movie, and that was in like February.
Yeah. So the last 2 series that I remember them licensing were Kotura-san and Love Live, and those were both in 2015. So, who would have thought that Nisa would take their ball and go home in the anime division faster than Media Blasters?
I know, really. That's kind of crazy, because if you think about it, it's like Media Blasters has always been kind of straddling that line. Like, we always joke about having a death clock, but they're still here.
Yeah, they're still there.
And they're actually doing better. They actually opened their own little dubbing operation now, haven't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing pretty well for themselves, all things considered.
It's like you think they're done, but they're still in there.
Exactly.
And not to kind of get off of the wrestling thing, and not to make a kind of a bad thing, kind of reminds me of, I can't remember if it was 93 or 94 Royal Rumble. I think it was 94 where Bob Backlund stayed in for like an hour, and every so often, Girl Monsoon kept going. He's still in there, and I kind of like, I think of Media Blast just still kind of think of that, because it's like you don't think about them, but then like, oh yeah, they still exist. They're still hanging in there despite what it seems like. Maybe this year they're going to go away. Maybe this year they're going to fold, and there's just still keep on ticking.
Yeah, so it just surprises me that Nisa basically folded up their anime division. It may not have been, it may not be official, but let's face it, they have basically folded up that division. So, and that is another really big story from this year that I don't think a lot of people paid a whole lot of attention to. Nisa their anime division just kind of drifted out of people's minds.
Yeah, the thing is, they actually had some really high profile gets too. Like they had Love Live, they had Cardcaptor Sakura. I mean, that was a big one. I remember that being a bombshell when I got it.
Toradora was a good one for them. I'm looking at my shelf right now. Hanasaku Iraha.
Persona Trinity Soul. They had
great titles.
Naruto Crawling with Love.
Soggy Drop is another really good one that they
Soggy
had.
Drop, yeah. Let's see.
Anohana.
Trying to think what else.
Well, Anohana, I can see them not having much longer because wasn't that Aniplex?
Yeah, but they did. But the fact that they did have it originally.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they got some high profile stuff, which interests me.
Yeah,
I mean,
they just kind of disappeared
Yeah.
and went and,
Yeah,
and
and-
decided to go back to video games, which just
Well-
kind of makes me sad.
It does, because they did. I love the stuff they did. Like, you would pay an extra $10 for that package, but honestly, it was a really nice presentation. You get a nice big box, you get an art book, you get full liner notes, and whatever extras they could bundle with it. It was a really nice. It was always a really nice set. Like, I always viewed those as kind of like a treat buying those, because they're always sharp. They were always really great sets,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And again, they were fairly priced. I mean, I always tell people I don't mind paying more for a title at all. I mean, I've paid some really crazy shit. Like, I paid $150 for Escaflowne. Let's be honest. I mean, but I just want something that also that has that premium feel along with the premium pricing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's sad to see him go. I mean, Christ.
Yeah.
Are you saying you want to get something extra for paying more? What kind of anime fan are you?
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, but that's probably another really big story for me for
Yeah.
2016.
That really was a big story. It's one that honestly it flew under the radar of a lot of people because, let's be honest, they never said we're closing our division. It was always just kind of, oh yeah, they haven't released anything in a while. What happened to them?
Yeah, that's basically how it went.
So it's probably one of the biggest low key news bits that we've had in ages. I mean, the only thing that I could see as really being like on that level would be the opposite, where we saw Pied Piper basically come out of nowhere with a skip beat, completely defy expectations with the Kickstarter, and just really they're knocking it out of the park from what I've seen from all of their updates on Kickstarter.
I cannot even tell you how excited I am to own that series when it's finally released onto store shelves.
Never watched it.
It is amazing. You need to see it.
It's on my Crunchyroll queue, but I got other.
Read the manga too.
I don't read. Unfortunately, I don't read manga anymore.
Well, the thing is, this is a show where you will sit there and say, "Okay, I'll watch an episode." You put it on. Suddenly, it's 10 o'clock at night, and you're halfway through the show. It is amazing. I love this show.
Yeah.
My wife and I marathoned it over a period of 2 afternoons a couple of Christmases ago.
2015 is kind of when I put my manga, when I put my time with manga to bed.
And on that note, I am impressed with the work they're doing with this dub. I've actually been seeing all the updates coming through on the Kickstarter because I was one of those crazy bastards that backed this thing high again. I think I put in the 150 tier on that guy too. But they've actually managed to not only get an all-star dub cast with people like Christina V and Mela Lee, they've also managed to negotiate with TV Tokyo for the dub rights for the songs. This is something that does not happen anymore, at all.
They're dubbing the songs?
They're dubbing the songs, and they sound fantastic.
Really?
They have they sound fantastic. I mean, it is. I am genuinely looking forward to this. Let me see. They actually released this trailer.
I'm kind of a dub song, so I usually kind of on the thing, just leave them subbed and bad. But that's just me. I mean,
or if you're Sony, then you just remove the vocals from it altogether.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm still pissed that they used to do that with games.
Oh god, Bandai Namco was bad for that. They were really bad for that. They'd remove the opening and ending themes, and then they just chop out content and stuff like that. It was rough. Yeah, it's
But it's a good series.
It's so
I
good.
know it's a shoujo, but it's a shoujo that's not. It's not.
It breaks the mold.
Yeah,
It's not really about a love story.
Puppy
Or,
victim.
Yeah, this is not a love story. It's a revenge story.
Goofs or whatever. It's really.
I mean, I
It's
like
hard.
shoujo, and I don't mind love stories.
I'm
so.
saying even if you don't, you might like this because it's really good. It's very focused on the main character and herself instead of completely on her relationship with other people, which is interesting.
It is one of my. I have to both thank and send my curses to LB because he would pester me daily until I watched this. Like daily, he's like, "Have you watched it? No. Have you watched it yet? No. Have you watched it? I'm watching it tomorrow. Have you watched it yet? I'm watching it today. I watched it. It's 3 a.m. I'm still watching it."
Yeah, I do that.
I know, that's why I've kept it a secret that I haven't finished. What's this?
So looking ahead to 2017. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Mike.
No, I was just gonna actually. I was just gonna gush a bit more about Skippy, so you can go on.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I was just gonna ask. Looking ahead to 2017. What are we all looking forward to? What's getting us excited in the new year?
Gintama.
Of course you would say that.
I'm sorry, I love it so much.
That's a good question. Nambaka, definitely. I'm also looking forward to Fuka.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that one too. I like what that author does. So, and I have read some of them. I've read a little bit of the manga. I was going to make a comment, but I'm not going to spoil it. So,
you better not.
Yeah, I won't. Let's see. Well, next season's kind of light for me. Well, obviously one of the shows we're going to be talking about next season, Akiva's Trip. That I'm more so just excited because that's what we're doing for the show. I think. Let's see what other one.
I'm actually pretty interested in Aka, or ACCA 13-2 Kansetsuka, whatever the English translation is. It really sounds like a cool series.
Yeah, that's definitely going on my list.
I got, like I said, I keep it on my list. Bang Dreams, that's on mine because that looks like that could be interesting.
That could be interesting if they handle it right. I mean,
yeah,
because I'm interested because that's how they pretty much the whole idea of a multimedia project was how we got Love Live.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll have the same talent as Sunrise, but I could see
it's Zevix, so. And they have IG production IG, but I like Zevix. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they got the production IG people to use, so.
Yeah, true.
But the one I'm most excited for, let's say our next season, it's Attack on Titan season 2.
Oh God, yeah.
But I'm not going to watch it week to week because I did not watch that show initially week to week. I marathon first half. I marathon half of it, put on hold, watch the rest of it, marathon it. I cannot watch that show week. I'm not going to watch that show week to week when it airs. It's going to be episode to go. Boom, I'm going to marathon the whole damn thing.
I gotta say that for me, my top two, I got one TV series and one movie that I'm absolutely looking forward to. I'm pretty sure anyone who knows me knows what I'm about to say. The TV series The Scum's Wish, which I've read some of the manga. It's if they stick with the formatting of the manga, it's going to be really good. And then the movie, Sword Art Online.
Scum's Wish, that goes back to our Amazon rant, actually. I mean,
yeah.
It does.
So it means it'll show up sometime next year.
Yeah, I'm like, I hope they at least acknowledge it exists this time.
Don't bet farm on that one.
Yeah. Otherwise, there are a couple shows I'm interested in next season.
Oh, another one that I was thinking about is Idol GN. That looks like that could be interesting. It's Mappin. I generally like what Mappin does. So
yeah, that could be fun. That's going to be Crunchy. I think they announced it either yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, I think they did.
And I want to see Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
That looks so cute and fun.
It looks so adorable. I mean, I cannot wait.
I might. I'm not. Slice of life stuff. I've I don't want to say grown out of, but I don't watch a lot of slice of life stuff anymore.
For me, the big thing that grabs me is this is a KyoAni show.
Yeah.
And it could go either way. It could go Lucky Star. It could go Nishijo. If it goes Lucky Star, I'm gonna be in heaven. If it goes Nishijo, I'll just be like, okay.
Let's get banned from Reddit again.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be with you.
But yeah, other than that, I'm actually really interested in Little Witch Academia. I am. And Yojo Senki looks pretty interesting. It's just a really weird concept that could be done well. That could be good if done well. Yojo Senki is really weird, though. Salaryman dies, ends up in this strange war zone where he ends up in this young girl's body for some reason and ends up just leading this huge military coup. So it could be interesting if done right. Otherwise, it's going to turn out to be weird and just sad. Yeah. I mean, it's a high risk, high reward type of show. If it's done well, it's going to be really good. If it's not, then I'll just forget it exists.
Yeah, that one kind of is not. That one's not catching my interest.
I mean, I'll give it the chance just because it's definitely a high risk, high reward show, and honestly, if it's done well, it could be a really good fantasy wartime show. Kind of like we've had way too many in recent years.
Yeah,
but it's not going to be a high priority. Oh shoot! Yeah, next year we've also got the new Lupin movie.
No interest in Lupin franchise, so.
We have good movies coming next year.
Mm.
Well, movies that I have high hopes for. Did the next Chihaya Furu movie come out yet?
The live action?
Yeah.
Good question. I know the first two definitely came out. They did very well, and the third one's in the works.
Yeah. I think that might be next year. And Gintama's next year, and there's the Sword Art Online, and there's so many.
Yeah, I'm checking now to see what's going on here. Chihaya Furu, here we go. Chihaya Furu. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest.
We need more of that right now.
We need more Chihaya Furu animes, let's be honest.
There's enough manga, let's go. Actually, we need the manga too. Just give it all.
Yeah. Well, on the plus side, at least Sentai... Was it Sentai? I think Sentai Filmworks got the anime finally.
Yes, it was Sentai, because people were all upset.
Was
it? Yeah, people were all happy when it got licensed. But I dropped the show after the first episode, so... This just didn't interest me.
So I have LB to thank for that one. I kind of stared at him like, "Are you serious?" And then he was,
Yeah.
"Trust me."
That was
And-
another one. I have to thank and smack him, but at the same time, it's gonna be a very awkward time when I meet him the first time. I'm gonna be saying, "Thank you, smack. Thank you, smack. Thank you, smack." It's gonna be awkward. Let's see.
Nobody's gonna understand what's going on.
Exactly. It'll be like a bad manzai bit. Let's see. Huh. Yeah,
Wow,
no
they're
date on
making a
Shanghai
movie
for 3.
Trinity 7.
What was that?
That was so terrible. Trinity 7 was a terrible show, and they're making a movie of it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. I mean,
The only thing that I have to offer to this is Chaos Child looks mildly interesting.
mm,
I might watch that.
Chain
Yami-
Chronicle sounds interesting.
Chain Chronicle. It's a very good smartphone game. Very addictive.
Is it?
Yeah. The Sega did good with that. It's worth a shot. But they do try and find ways to make you spend a lot of money.
I bet.
Premium, baby.
Like a terrible game.
Well, the only mobile game I can think of where you're actually going to pay a one-time fee are very rare, unfortunately, and people actually complain when they ask for that, like Mario Run. People review bombed it because Nintendo wanted $10 for it.
Now that
I think
it's gonna
people
be
are
an anime-
willing to pay. People are willing to pay extra once they're in game, but that doesn't mean that it's required
Yeah.
by any means.
I'll probably put that one in my queue.
It could be decent. This is going to be a very good winter season. I will say that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Potentially good.
Yeah.
With the
Potentially
new
good.
ones.
I should always preface that.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
It could be worse.
I wonder how the next season of Exorcist is going to go.
Blue Exorcist could be really good.
I liked the first 2 seasons. I actually liked it better than the manga.
Yeah, they have a really good studio behind that. That's a really good staff, even. I mean,
Yes, they want pictures.
yeah.
So it means you gotta get out your gold card because Aniplex will get their hands on it.
Yep.
Reading the description of Akka, it makes me wonder when first time Hunger Games.
May the odds be in your favor, John Otis. Oh, that could be really lame or really good. Madhouse, don't let me down.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting year. Christ. On a more personal note, I'd like to say this has been a really interesting year for Anime Herald as a whole. So many amazing articles, so many amazing people came, so many amazing articles written, so many amazing people came in. It's just been fantastic. I mean, I can't say enough nice things about everyone that's helped out over the, well, not just the past year, but the past 6 now. Jesus Christ, we've been around for a while.
Yeah, because I'm coming up next month is 4 years for me at the site.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to believe, even though this year I only wrote 2 goddamn reviews, but
Well,
for the personal reasons.
Since we're giving our thanks, I gotta say, Mike, thank you for letting me write and for you publishing that Ask Class piece that I wrote over the summer. I needed to get that out of my system, and I'm glad that it went to a good place.
Thank you. I mean, honestly, thank you for taking those couple days to kind of hold down the fort where I was either sick or incapacitated. Because
yeah, no worries.
I mean, I know it's I know I maintain an insane schedule. I mean, so it means a lot that I've been able to count on you so much because I'm a crazy fuck. Let's be honest. I'm a crazy bastard. I mean, so I do greatly appreciate it. And I mean, Lydia, Matt, Anthony, Seth, excuse me, Matthew, Dorian, Mari, and trying to think. There's a lot of people to talk about. Naoki, crap, so many names to think of right now. But you've all been just straight up amazing. I can't say enough nice things at all. Same goes to those amazing people out there who've really kind of helped to remind me why I've been doing this for the past 15 years. I mean, people like, say, Sayakamoto, excuse me, and over at Pied Piper, the folks at Playing Grounded Puzzles. These are just people I've met through the year who have been nothing short of amazing people, and it's really put a lot of my faith back into the hobby. I mean, I can't say enough about nice things about people this year because it's just it's crazy, and I appreciate everything, even if I don't get back to emails right away, even if I don't answer back within the first 24 hours. I really do. I appreciate everything. So everyone out there who I've worked with, who's a member of the Herald, who's even just read us for the past year or even the past day, thank you. Just thank you. You guys are friggin' amazing.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank Mike for putting up with the fact that I've only done 2 reviews this year, even though I really need to do more. But my health keeps getting in the way because can't get better. But and for helping me with my Mobile Suit Gundam review because I got done. And I'm just like, I'm not happy with this, but
I'm always happy to help. Like I said, I apologize that it takes me a little longer to get to editing stuff. It's just that's definitely on me. It's something that I'm hoping to improve in 2017.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. It's just that, that was like my first real time reviewing a really long show because I really didn't do long. I did maybe half season shows for you guys, or hell, even the site I wrote before I joined the Herald, which doesn't exist anymore. I didn't, I think maybe 26 episodes was the longest I've done, and so doing something that was really long is just this is sort of a new new venture for me. And I of course just had to dive head in because it's fuck it, I need to do 50 long year-long shows I need to review.
Yeah, you really just tackled that head on, dude. I mean, you were a rock star on that Gundam review. I mean, to really sum up a 40-something episode show so well was definitely great.
Yeah, I mean, it was first for me because, like I said, I've never done a show that long, and it was a good way for me to. I was trying something new. I was trying some new stuff with my writing. I was tempting to do, and it didn't seem like it worked too well. But it's still WIP. But I like this was different than doing just the 12-episode show or this that. It was just getting kind of like I need something different. And I'm like, well, I'm a big Gundam fan, and someone needs to do this. And I'm like, well, might as well be me.
You poor bastard. We have so much Gundam.
Yeah, well,
sorry.
Hey, that's fine. I love it. So
my next challenge is going to be finding a Yu-Gi-Oh writer.
Yeah, count me out on that. I don't play
I'm going to look for someone that can do specifically that because I am sitting on at least 4 complete sets for write-up. I just need someone that can be trusted to do them, and someone who can basically write about this stuff because I don't know how to handle it, and I wouldn't expect anyone to know that unless they've been deep in the scene for a while.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't play
You need someone
games.
who knows the cards, right?
Exactly. I need someone
Yeah,
that's
he has to know the heart of the cards.
I need someone that plays, basically.
Yeah, they have to have Millennium. What the hell are they called? Millennium item. Is that what they were called in the
The
series?
Millennium Puzzle.
Well, they're Millennium. Yeah, that, and I have to know the heart of the cards too.
Yeah.
And I don't know either. Well, the only card games I know are the ones they play in casinos.
I play Magic and sometimes Gwent.
Magic.
I don't because
Gwent.
I can't go. I can't sit still, or I can't sit yet because the doctor won't let me, and there's no place around here to play. So.
Anyway, we're reaching about 11 o'clock, so I just wanted to go around to you guys once more to see if you all had any last comments for 2016.
As a whole, the year sucked, but anime made it better. Kinda.
It makes everything better.
Yeah, well, it'll make it bad, because 2017 I think is going to be terrible for real life reasons I'm not going to get into, but hopefully the anime won't make it as bad. But I am looking forward to 2017 as a whole for my writing endeavors and all the new stuff that's coming out.
In the anime side of things, I really liked it, especially after coming on board with Anime Herald as a complete amateur. It's really helped me appreciate and pay attention to shows more because I have to have my critical thinking on. And I don't know, that's just made the experience even better from being a couch potato fan like I was before.
Yeah, with the club thing we did. Now I'm blanking on the name now because
the Herald Anime Club.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, I mentioned it when our last thing for the season, and I mentioned that's helped me because normally I normally don't like talking about anime week to week. Like that's not something I do. Like I obviously don't write about it week to week because I just think I just can't do that. It's just not something I'm capable of doing. But watching and having to think, having to talk about it each week has made me think more about what I'm watching. Like I've had to like with Drifters, I had to think more. Okay, think more okay, what am I watching? Okay, what I take away from this, my interpretations, instead of just okay, yeah, I thought just looking at it because I always think of like a reviewer when I'm at least watching something. In this case, when I'm not reviewing something I watched. I just had to make me think differently, like how I interpreted how Murasaki and Easy were. Like they're my interpretation of them, at least what they represented. And then, of course, I learned things like, that Octoberists were real and that they were anti-Semitic, which I didn't know. And apparently I taught some other people I told that to, they didn't know that either. So at least I was happy I taught somebody, at least somebody's like, oh, I'm going to have to go look that up. So I at least feel kind of happy that I taught some people a history lesson. But yeah, I also want to thank again for Mike for putting up everything with me and then helped me also too when I came on board 4 years ago next month, helping me improve as a I didn't have an editor, and thank God those reviews are no longer available because I try to think back to some of them and I'm like, how the hell did I ever think that was good writing?
Good editors are worth their weight in gold. Hi, Matt Senpai. And also Mike.
What? Heard my name.
Yeah, I thought I might wake you up.
Anyone else? Any last comments for the year? Or
Thank the gods the year is just about over, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you more over the next 12 months.
Yay.
Amen to that. Hopefully this won't be one of those cases where we just kind of put off nerdy talk again for the year. I'm definitely planning to bring it back. Things will be a bit different. I'm not going to be spending 40, 60 hours a week editing just because I can't do that anymore. I just don't have the time, and it's a crazy experience. So it'll be a much less. Well, it'll be a much more relaxed type of experience where it just kind of flows a bit differently. So that said, I do hope that you guys are definitely going to come back, and I look forward to a fantastic year with every single one of you.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I really did miss them when we went to hiatus. Like I mean, because I really have no one else to talk to anime with. You know, my parents don't watch it, so I don't talk to them. I mean, I really don't leave the house too much anymore. So, and I don't have any like, you know, friends otherwise that watch this stuff other than what, you know, Anna Twitter. But I just, you know, I just really was, when I heard we were bringing it back for tonight, I just was so excited because I'm just like, I missed it so much, and it was so fun to talk to somebody about anime with.
Definitely. Yeah, I do miss this. So so Nerdy Talk's definitely gonna be coming back in 2017. Like I said, I'm just not gonna be spending 40, 60 hours editing the thing anymore just because I physically can't do it. But we'll still be doing it. It'll just
Please don't subtract from your lifespan for the sake of nerdy talk.
What?
No.
But that means you're committed.
Well, 2 jobs is enough. You don't need 3, Mike.
That is true. Anyway, have a great night, everybody, and a very happy New Year to all of you.
Have a good night.
Happy
good
New
night.
Year. Stay shiny.
Yeah, happy New Year, everybody.